Hey, this is Adam Post, publisher of College of the Dead, the ongoing zombie apocalypse graphic novel, former board member of Platinum Studios, the comic book to film company that brought out Cowboys and Aliens. I'll tell you what, we're talking about the Joker. The Joker is a great example of what you can do when you take something established and then you add new high concept to it. High concept is an original imaginative take on something that captures things that are successful already and just gives you sort of a new take. So the Joker is a superhero movie, but it's not. But it is, but it isn't. What am I talking about? I'll tell you in a second. First, I need you to subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications, and like the video if you like it. But you got to subscribe. It's a big help to me. I appreciate it. Now, tell me what you think. Tell me if you think the Joker is obviously he's a supervillain, but do you think it's a superhero movie, or do you not think it's a super movie? Is it maybe just a horror thriller movie? It says here genre action crime. Is it just a crime movie? It's not. To me, it's not. But you comment below if you think it is. Joker trades on the superhero genre. Joker has so much background associated with Batman that people are aware, like, okay, yeah, they're aware this is related to Batman. So if you like Batman, you go see Joker. Kind of like people thought Captain Marvel was related to the Avengers. So if you like the Avengers, you have to go see Captain Marvel. Except with Captain Marvel, it was a terrible movie. This actually is a good movie. I've seen this movie. But what I like with what they did with this was, first of all, the production budget was amazing. You know, the production budget was very low. You can tell it was a small movie. So you could do a movie about a serial killer, and there have been many, but where's the high concept? You know, the high concept of the character, the Joker, is that, he's this lunatic that justifies killing, and it makes sense in his worldview. It makes sense to him. That's the high concept, really, of the character. That's what makes him this incredible villain. His perception of the world and how he presents himself and deals with it. That high concept is crazy, crazy guy. Fine, killer, supervillain. But to take that and that character and to put that character's story arc in a crime genre movie so that you've got a superhero film with this crazy character and it's in a crime drama and it's very gritty. It's really down to earth. It's really fascinating. That is a unique combination. It's not been done before. Everything has always kind of been, it really is like working outside of comic book panels. You know, you got the story in the comic book panel. Now all of a sudden you're telling the story. Let's say if they did Batman with some art, not sequential, but all with prose. And of course, there are prose Batman books, but it's not gotten necessarily like this format of this treatment, the way the Joker has inside of a small art movie. Look at the results. People have no idea how well this movie is doing. So the production budget's been reported anywhere from 55 million to as much as 90 million. Who knows? We don't have the strict date of it. It's low, though. It's not 200 million. It got a huge PR buzz because the movie was just well executed, but the high concept of a superhero character. So it really hasn't been something where, yes, we've had like a Punisher movie. There was a Punisher TV show, but there hasn't been anything like this where you have not a vigilante even like the Punisher, but a villain, the Joker, right? The Joker, a killer, a monster. You had Venom, but he's sort of also like Spider-Man. So Venom was just a cool movie. It was $100 million budget, also hugely successful, did $1 billion. Joker's on its way to doing $1 billion. There's no way it's not going to do $1 billion. It's done so far 250 million almost domestically, meaning in the United States. Foreign, all other foreign countries, 490 million for a combination of 737 million worldwide. But if you go and you look at the worldwide details, Go find China. It's not on the list. So it's been released in China. And there are even Chinese bootlegs of the Joker out there, which you should not watch. It's very naughty. But China's a huge film market. So where's the China numbers? Well, they didn't report yet. Who knows? It takes a little time sometimes for different countries to update and report. But Joker in China, I mean, Venom was a huge hit in China. So Joker in China, who knows what it's going to do in China? It could do $200 or $300 million in China if the Chinese government allows it. So, the point being, like the high concept of the Joker, it's a new format to take a villain, tell the villain story as an art crime story, make a small movie like this, keep the budget low. But it's not just about keeping the budget low that adds value to it, because it's so different than like the big Marvel movies and even the big DC movies where you don't see CGI everywhere and it's not just punch each other action. Those movies do well. But this is a different look. It's a different take. It's a different feel. So it's a combination of things to be able to put together a really cool, different aesthetic. So look at this. This is coming from Bounding into Comics. So now Seinfeld star Jason Alexander is teasing interest in the Penguin for Matt Reeves' The Batman. So Penguin could easily be a standalone film. He would be a good pick. Danny DeVito was a pretty good Penguin, but played it a little bit over the top. But Danny DeVito is a hell of an actor. If Danny DeVito had done a treatment where you had just this one character arc inside of an action crime movie like they did with Joker, would it have been as successful at the time, years ago when Danny DeVito was Joker? What was Danny DeVito was Penguin inside of a Batman movie? Probably not, because there wasn't as much exposure of the genre of superhero films like there are now with Marvel. Marvel has done so many superhero movies that everybody is aware and has seen some in one format or another, and sometimes multiple times, of superhero movies. We're open to superhero movies. But superhero movies told a different way, you do that, and this is what you get. Box office. Joker to become top grossing R-rated pick of all time. Current crown holder is Deadpool, unadjusted for inflation. Warner Brothers. Okay. So Deadpool was huge. That was another interesting thing. Why did Deadpool work? Because Deadpool took the genre and was a market entrance into the genre, but they also did it differently. Deadpool was R-rated, a lot of violence, also humor, making some fun of the genre, some satire. So it was part of the market, but it wasn't like everything else. Those kinds of things, if they're well executed and they come out, of course, timing is something in films that we never know when things are going to work and when they're not going to work. But Deadpool was a unique take. I don't know that Marvel would do. We don't know what Marvel is exactly going to do with Deadpool now that they have it. But someone who's outside of the mainstream format of making these things could really come out and do an amazing villain property. And that's the thing we should be thinking about, is when we're creating properties and creating concepts, is how does your concept fit in to something that's already popular, but how do you have a unique take on it? Can you do it smaller? Can you do it bigger? Can you do it somewhere in the middle, but also resonate? Crime dramas are incredibly popular. Forensics shows, whodunits, incredibly popular. Even though they're low budget, there are huge markets for things. I'm doing College of the Dead, the zombie apocalypse ongoing series. The graphic novel is successful. It's already shipping. People have asked me, is that going to be a film? Is it going to be a TV show? Is it going to be a video game? Is it going to be a board game? People make suggestions. We'll see. We'll see over time. Right now, my focus is getting that book to the next issue. We've got book 2 coming out soon. But it's interesting to observe these things, interesting to be aware of these things. Check out these articles to find out a little bit more about it. And go ahead and check out College of the Dead. It's a very, very good book.
Hey, I'm Adam Post, creator of the College of the Dead graphic novel comic book series. Take a look at the printed prototype. This is what the book's going to look like. And we've got the 100-page ashcan book of College of the Dead. This shows how we made the book. It's got all the script and layouts. It's really, really educational, and it's really great behind-the-scenes stuff. And we have the art book, which is an 8.5 by 8.5 black and white book. It's all the art without any lettering. A really terrific book, too.
The way you can get College of the Dead is to go to collegeofthedead.com. It'll bring you right to the Indiegogo page where you can buy the book. You can check it out. You can see the first 12 pages of sequential art. I think you're going to love the story. I know you're going to like the comic. You will love it.
collegeofthedead.com.